You have 47 tabs open right now. Not on your browser, in your head. The meeting you need to prep for. The text you forgot to reply to 3 days ago. That thing you were supposed to do a while back. And you can't focus on any of it. So instead you're here, watching a video about why you can't focus. You've probably wondered if this is ADHD. Maybe you've even half convinced yourself it is. And I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. I'm here to tell you something that might actually be worse. Here's a fun stat. ADHD diagnoses have tripled in the last 10 years. And right around the same time, social media became a self-diagnosis factory. You open YouTube or TikTok, watch 4 videos, and suddenly you have ADHD, attachment issues, a nervous system disorder, and a vitamin D deficiency. And look, the symptoms they describe are real. Can't focus, can't start things, can't finish things, brain feels like it's buffering 24/7. All of that is real. The question nobody is asking is, what if the diagnosis is wrong? Here's what's actually going on. Your brain runs on dopamine. That's the chemical that gets released when something feels good or interesting or rewarding. Now think about your average day. You wake up, phone, scroll, notification, another scroll, video, another video, reply to something, scroll again. Your brain is getting more dopamine hits before breakfast than people used to get in a week. So after all of that, you sit down to do actual work. Something that pays off slowly. Studying, writing, a task that requires real focus. And your brain just refuses. Not because it's broken, because it's been trained to expect constant stimulation. And work doesn't give it that. So your brain throws a tantrum. It jumps to your phone. It opens a new tab. It makes you feel restless, bored, distracted. Anything to escape the slow reward. Researchers call this dopamine dysregulation. And here's the thing. On a symptom checklist, it looks exactly like ADHD. Now here's the part nobody talks about. Even people who deep down suspect their ADHD isn't real still hold on to the label. And it makes total sense why. Because when you find a label that explains your struggle, one that says, hey, this isn't your fault, your brain just works differently, it doesn't feel like an excuse. It feels like relief. Like finally being allowed to stop fighting yourself. There's actually a name for this in psychology. It's called identity protective cognition. Basically, when a belief makes you feel better about yourself, your brain will protect that belief even when there's evidence against it. But here's the line I need you to sit with. A lot of people aren't actually looking for a diagnosis. They're looking for permission to stop blaming themselves. Which is very human, to be fair, but also a trap. Because if the label is wrong, it doesn't just fail to help you. It gets in the way of understanding what's actually happening. ADHD is real. People who have it deserve actual diagnosis and actual support. That's not what this is about. This is about an entire generation of people who handed their focus problems to a label and stopped asking questions. Who watched their attention get slowly eaten alive by an attention economy. Apps and platforms that were designed on purpose to make it impossible to focus. And then looked at the damage and thought, that must be a disorder. Here's what I want you to think about. The same apps that spent years destroying your ability to focus are also the ones serving you content that told you it was ADHD. I want you to think about that. Just a quick question before you go. Do you actually think you have ADHD? Or do you think it's something else? Tell me in the comments. If this video just describes someone you know, send it to them, and if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. You won't regret it.